Like I said, before every episode, I'm going to kind of give a Bible verse. And today, this is what God put on my heart to let you guys know. It's a Psalms 34:19 states, "The righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to the rescue each time." Psalms 34:19.
This is what it is. Psalms 144:1. Praise be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle.
Proverbs 15:1. And the word of God states, "Keep your softness, stay gentle, and remain kind. Don't let the negativity around you make you bitter." Proverbs 15:1.
Amen.
So with that being said, we're going to go into introductions and we can start. The Bible verse today was John 16:33, and it says, "In the world you will have tribulations, but take heart, I have overcome the world." John 16:33. So with that being said, I kind of already, jinxed it by announcing you, but go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll kind of jump into it.
All right. So my name is Freddy Valdez. I am the mayor for the city of Firebaugh. I am the community engagement liaison for the school district. I own my own company called Boom Productions, DJ service. President of a nonprofit called Firebaugh Regional Health Council. Board member for a nonprofit called Firebaugh Autism Awareness. So that's a little bit
Nice.
about me.
Well, welcome.
Father of four.
Father of four. Awesome.
Happily married.
Thank you. Well, welcome on.
Thank you.
What I want to throw out there, what you said right now is Boom Productions. So you also have an Instagram, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
can you book yourself on through Instagram, or do they just text you, or how do they reach you if they want to book you for a?
So most definitely, you can always go on Boom Pros.
Okay.
On Instagram. Also, you can book on boomproductionsdj.com. So I do have a website that's kind of old school nowadays.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
People are like, "Hey, you have an Instagram?" So I do post a lot on Instagram. I also like to really promote a lot of local businesses that again, people don't understand the value of free advertisement, bro.
Yeah.
Guess what? I put something on, share it. Doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
Zero.
Uh-huh.
Like, even if I don't buy anything from you, it's zero, bro. You're helping a small business. And again, I try my best to really do that. I wish I had more time to spend on there, but when I go on there, if I see something, I share it right away to my story. I do my best because, again, it's free, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got to buy the product, but somebody might want to.
Yeah.
Helping out. And I encourage everybody out there on this podcast, listening to this podcast, share people's stuff, like it. It costs nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. Put a little comment, fire.
With that being said, what I'll start doing is I'll start sharing your stories,
Yeah, let's do it,
through
man.
through time. Because you're kind of the voice of bingo. Right?
Yeah,
Through the veterans.
Yes, yeah, so man, I really am glad you brought that up, and the veterans are very special to me, and again, one of the main reasons is when my dad came back from Vietnam, that's what he had, was the VFW, and I got a bunch of old pictures with the original veterans from there, and it really helped him reassimilate back into the world. Very happy to throw the veterans dances. My dad passed away 3 years ago, but
R.I.P. to your dad.
no, thank you. Jose Ramiro Valdez, El Taco. Everybody knew him here as El Taco.
El Taco. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
if you look back in the 80s, late 70s, he would always sponsor slow pitch teams, and that was a fun time back in the days.
Okay.
So yeah, so the VFW. So to your point, and I'll ramble, bro. So
you're good. Hey, trust me. Look, I go off that little clock.
Yeah, okay.
So if it's too long, I'll switch it up.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead. Yeah. Hey, you have not rambled. Trust me, bro.
So,
I ramble on this podcast.
I just started talking, bro, and I like to talk.
No, you're good.
So I apologize, but the VFW, man, and the bingos really started. And again, I'm blessed to know great people, and Christy. Shout out to Christy Trujillo.
Mother-in-law.
Yeah. Shout out to her, man. Her and I started really working together in nonprofits with Children's Corner Preschool.
Okay.
And the reason why she's integral to the VFW bingo, she works alongside Mrs. Tatarakis. Oh, that's not her last name anymore. Huh? Oh my God, what's her?
You're talking about Tanya?
Tanya, yes.
My stepmother?
Yeah.
Shout out to Tanya.
Shout out to Tanya.
And also Mike, her father.
Her father. Yeah. Mike and my dad knew each other, and so when the VFW needed to do some fundraising, Christy and Tanya sprang into action.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing, and again, I always go back to, I really truly believe God gives everybody talents. There's certain talents.
For sure.
And if you figure them out and you use them.
And utilize them the right way.
And utilize them the right way. And everybody does that, it just clicks.
Yeah.
And that's what VFW Bingo is again, it's everybody utilizing their talents. And I've always told Christy, and Christy has always supported me the same way. If you need something, I got you. Need something, I got you. And me being, again, tied to the VFW through my heart, again, it was important. And man, we just rock and roll. So, I'll play some music out there, tell some jokes, corny jokes, and pump the people up. And I think it just makes an experience.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you know, but you missed a bingo one day.
I did.
And I had to fill in for you, dude. I had to fill in some big shoes.
Nice.
I don't really know a lot of Spanish, right? So I know when I had watched one day and you were saying it. And I was like, how am I going to follow that? That guy's like everyone laughs. And I did try a corny joke or two.
Nice. Did it work?
And it was like the little, so I was like, it worked. No one laughed.
Okay.
So
it's all good.
It worked out. Yeah. Okay. So now obviously you're the mayor of Firebaugh.
Yes.
So the first question I have, and it is coming from a community member. Okay. So the question is, what are the future plans for Firebaugh autism awareness?
So Firebaugh autism awareness, again, started because a group of parents came to me. My oldest son, shout out to John Sanchez, my oldest son.
Shout out John.
Shout out John, John Omega Comic Sanchez. Look him up. He's autistic and he draws his own comic characters.
Oh, really?
So he has an Instagram as well. So,
oh, wow. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, really cool, man. 24 years old. So that really, before I started doing community liaison work, I was the behavior intervention specialist for the school district. I was one of the original members of of SHINE's program, Strategic Helpful Interventions Nurturing Educational Success. It was a program that was started because of some work that we started doing when I didn't have any students at preschool, so they loaned me to Bailey to go work in the classrooms. So I just so happened to work with a student with autism. Mm-hmm. So I used some of the strategies from my son with him, and it really worked.
Okay.
So, but then they got more enrollment, and I went back.
Oh,
so they couldn't duplicate it, and so back then the director for special education hit me up, and she's like, "Hey, we're starting a program, and we want you to come work here." I thought I'll think about it, type of thing. So next meeting I had, and this is all coming back to what you asked me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I think the history is important. So it all comes. A couple months go by, and she says, "Hey," and she pulled me into the office, and she was there with the principal, and she says, "Hey, we're starting that program. And we want to let you know that you're coming no matter what. We're going to involuntary transfer you." But
when was this?
This is, oh my God, 12 years ago.
Okay, so we're in 25, so 2013?
Around there.
Okay.
Yeah. It was maybe even longer. Oh my God. No, because I've been in this job 3 years. So yeah, maybe like 2011, 2012.
Okay.
Right? So next thing you know, she said, "But we want you to want to come." I said, No problem. I'm willing to come. I said, "But understand," I said, one thing about me is I like to do things my way. I said, I'm willing to work with anybody, but there's certain things that I know work when it comes to autism and working with behaviors because of my son. I said, and I'm going to be pretty, firm on those things. No problem. We'll work it. So we did. We started the program, and it really took off. It took off, and it started really good. It was at one point only for autistic children.
Okay.
And then we learned with time that children learn best from each other, peer-to-peer intervention, one of the 28 evidence-based practices that we use. So blessed to have had a great principal come in. Shout out Sarah Marshall.
Miss Marshall.
Ms. Marshall, she's great principal. She says before she came on, it started to kind of go down, and they stopped believing in it, and it just again started to kind of dissipate. And she came back on, and she says, "We really got to do something." I said, "Yeah, we do." I said, she was, "Let's do it. Whatever you need to do." I said, I really think we should follow these evidence-based practices, and I think that we need to really open it up to all kids with behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So we did, and again took off again, to the point. Shout out, God rest his soul, Gilbert Coelho.
My neighbor, Mr. Coelho. Yeah. Good man. Great board member. Shout out to him. He says he would come, and I've known them for a long time. His daughter Tracy and my sister are really good friends. We all went to St. Joseph together. Okay.
So he says, "Hey, Fred, we really got to have this at all sites." I said, I don't make that decision. I'm just a lowly guy on the bottom. I said, "That's for you, Mr. Coelho. If you believe in it, and you know what he did."
Because he was a school board president, right?
For a lot of years.
I remember I have a story about Mr. Coelho.
Yeah.
Funny thing, when I first bought this home. he was my neighbor, obviously, right? So he pulls up in his little GMC Canyon, right? And he's like, "Hey, and he, what's up? You know, if you need anything, you let me know. We need to keep young, couples, young people like you in this town because, like we just mentioned before we started the podcast, there's not no one really here no more, right? It's kind of like the younger generation is, and now I think they're coming up,
Yeah.
but there's not really no one out there, respectfully that are willing to run certain programs or volunteer, right? We just talked about it. And so he told me, he's like, "Hey, you let me know what you need," right? So obviously, man, I always tell people like, because basically he said, "Hey, Liz needs a job. I'll get her a job." You
Yeah.
need, and at the time I was with the sheriff department. I was really happy. So I was like, wow, like that was crazy. And it was, he's my neighbor. And I didn't realize he had that much power until one day I actually called him on it. So little Louis was small, bro. He was like a first or second grader, maybe third, an after school program.
Yeah.
Because I was working and Liz was at the time working and going to school. And so I was like, hey, the list was crazy to get in the after school program. And I gave him a call. And the only time I've ever and he goes, yeah, done. And I remember they called me that end of the day and was like, hey, your son's in after school.
Yeah.
And then I remember everyone was like, how did you do it? And, a shout out to Mr. Coelho. He's the one that helped me out.
Wonderful man, wonderful mentor, man. Like I said, and he did. He put it at all sites. Now you have a version of Shines at every school site with behavior teams and things that again, we all dreamed about and know work. So, knowing that these parents came to me and they said, two parents came to me and they said, hey, we want to do a walk. I said, okay, do a walk, but we don't know how to do it, Freddy. Can you help us? I said, listen, I said, I'm going to help you guys. I said, but you guys are going to do it. I said, because I'm not going to be in front of that. I'm not going to be the face of this. This is not about me. I said, it should be about you guys as parents. And I will support you. I will do whatever I got to do, and we'll do it. And that's how the first walk came about. It wasn't called Firebaugh Autism Awareness. It wasn't called anything. It was just, let's do a walk.
Yeah.
Let's bring some awareness. And we saw that it was very, very successful. People really took to it. There was a lot of parents out there that had students with autism, felt really good to come out and be a part of something together. And again, that's the most important part is when parents talk to each other like we are today here and share stories and share strategies. That's how we win at anything. And we saw that in happening in the engagement there, and parents, hey, hi, and people didn't even realize that their kids, because autism is a spectrum, and there's different levels, obviously, and there's some kids that very severe, there's some kids you barely can tell.
Yeah.
And like I said, and it was very beautiful, and it really struck those parents' hearts, and so let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Okay, we'll do it again. This time let's add this part. And it took off. And then after the second one is when I had the conversation, and I said, hey, you guys really should think about starting a community-based organization. Well, we don't know how to do that, blah, blah. And I said, well, I know somebody that does. Shout out Christy Trujillo. So again, Christy and me, our friendship is one of which is built on, hey, I need some help. These parents need some help. Okay, Freddy, let's do it. And she helped them, and she's a board member as well, and started this little thing. And we said, okay, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with the money? Well, one of the most difficult things that I've seen throughout my time, and even with my son going to West Hills and aging out of the ATP program, scholarships are kind of hard to get for a student that struggles. Mm-hmm. It's not the easiest thing to go apply for money, because you got to have straight A's, you got to have this, you got to do community service hours. People don't take into account that there's some kids on an IEP or a 504 that can't do those things. Yeah, it's not that they don't want to. It's not that they don't want to have straight A's. It's not that they don't go to school every day. They have struggles. Yeah, and some of them are not even on track to graduate like that, but they can still go to West Hills, because you can go to West Hills without a high school diploma. So we said, you know what? We're going to give scholarships to kids on IEPs and 504s. And that's what we did.
And when did that start? What year did that start?
The third year.
Okay, so this is in 2011, about 2014?
Yeah. So
okay, so we're going on, just hit 10 years?
Yeah.
We're on 11th year?
No, that was when Shine started.
Okay.
Autism Awareness is our 5th year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
that's still good, 5.
Yeah. So first year, $300 scholarship, little scholarship we gave, and we only got one person with a 504 IEP, but we said, okay, we're still gonna give out money. We need to for everyone to write a report. What does it mean to be included? What does that mean? What does that mean to you to be included? And we're gonna see what people say. And kids, hopefully, they recognize that everyone should be included in something. Like I said, God gives everybody talents. It doesn't matter who you are,
Yeah,
disability or not. There's a talent there. It's
for
there.
sure.
And if you're able to find it as a parent, as a friend, then we help people use it. So we did. So we gave a few out to some kids that didn't have it. I'm happy to say that this year is the first year that we gave 8 $500 scholarships.
Wow,
All students on 504s and IEPs.
that's amazing.
So we're going to continue with that work. And to your question of what we're going to be doing moving forward is we're going to expand that. We are dreaming of one day being able to have an office space where parents can come, talk together, we can help provide resources to them. Not monetary. A lot of the stuff that we can do is hey, look at this visual schedule. I used to make them all the time. I'm going to make you a visual schedule, help your kid be able to brush their teeth.
Yeah.
We're going to task analyze everything. We're going to step 1, step 2, because students with autism can follow those things. And we're gonna open an office space at some point. We're gonna find a way to still give scholarships, still open the resource center, but also really want to start doing couple more activities and movie nights, things like that. One of the hardest things for me and me and my wife when my son was struggling really bad with behaviors when he was very little was going to the movies. That was tough.
Yeah,
You get kicked out, bro, and that's the most embarrassing thing. But you can't ever stop taking him. He loves the movies now. Imagine
if you never take them back.
we never took him back.
Yeah,
And some people don't have the resources to spend movie tickets for the whole family and only stay 10 minutes.
that's true.
So if we can create something like that at a park where we can control the environment, I think that's going to be beneficial, and then include everyone. So anybody can come and watch a free movie and have some popcorn.
That is a great idea, Freddie. I really like that idea. I'm depending on what happens, obviously with me and everything. I really, really like to help you guys out with that, and maybe that would be the great start, like a park event, like a movie, because everyone can come, and then maybe we can get when we're all gifted with something, right? And I mean, it's funny how the Lord put me in sales right now, so I feel like I can go out there. And I've made a lot of connections in my job now, and I could be like, hey, we need some help. We're going to do this event, and it's for this, and this. And I believe that a lot of people would back it,
Well, I appreciate that. And like I said, that's how things get done.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. It's somebody believing in somebody else and saying, I can do this. I'm good at this. Come on. I'm not going to ever say no.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody that same thing. If you need me to go DJ event, go do some announcing, no problem. It's not always about the dollars and the cents, and I try to teach my kids that it's about when you can help somebody, you help somebody. If you can't, you say, hey man, I'm booked that day, I'm so sorry, it's cool, but we have to always have that in your heart that if you can help someone, you should try to help that person. And again, trust me when I tell you, God will repay you 10 times over.
Oh no, for sure,
I'm blessed that I'm sitting here today because of His blessing. So I'm living proof. So like I said, you can be a mistake person, make mistakes. You can turn around and do better the next day, and then again, being able to do that at BFW Bingo is a success. Like I said, autism awareness is a success. We've checked the box of doing scholarships. Now we're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
We had to really perfect that. That was so important because, like I said, we have to teach the kids that even if it's just $500, you're gonna go to West Hills. Here's $500.
Yeah. Here's a little help with your books. Here's a little help
Whatever.
with this. Yeah.
They would never get that. So that work. Now it's time to say, okay, let's do a park event.
Mm-hmm.
The weather's getting better. Like you said, easy for you. Cool. Bring it on. My compa has a blow up screen. We'll take stuff out there. Blankets. Blankets welcome. We're gonna have free popcorn. My tío, my godson Steven, he does snowplow shaved ice. do shaved ice, bring shaved ice out. So again, now we got this locked in. We move on to the next thing, and that's creating meaningful events that include everyone.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it.
Well, thank you.
All right, so we'll ask the second question, right? So it says right here, we'll go future events. So as mayor, what's new for Firebaugh?
Ooh. I don't know if I can give you all the exclusives.
Okay.
But
Give us a little bit. Inside the pod with Lou exclusive.
I can tell you that again, being on city council was
By the way, how long have you been on city council? How long? I know you're the mayor now,
yes,
but how long have you been doing public service?
this has been my 14th year.
14th year.
So when 2028 comes, I'll have 16 years in city council.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
no, thank you. We rotate mayors every year.
I feel like I've always, since I lived here, it's like, hey, Freddy's the mayor. Freddy's the mayor.
Well, I'm going to tell you, again, for me personally, I don't want to diminish the title because it is an important title and it really does help you propel your city when you have that title and you're able to go to certain things. But I can tell you that the work is not any different for me. So once, I've set, a vision in place, I don't just set the vision. I then work together with my city manager. Shout out to Ben Gallegos.
Shout out Ben.
Yeah, and we sit down and we find a way. Most people will tell me like, "Oh, well, you and Ben, it's because you guys get along." No, he can tell you, and he'll verify this. When we work behind closed doors, there is a lot of disagreements, and again, but those disagreements are important because one cannot always think they know everything, and it's easy to fall into that trap. It's 100% easy to think, "Oh, I know everything. I've been doing this 14 years."
Yeah.
You have to be able to take criticism, and you have to be able to understand that although your idea seems great, there's ways to do it, and not all the ways is your way. We can get there, but it's going to take X, Y, Z, and I might, no, we can get it. Oh, you just can't do that. Government works slower than anything you would ever imagine. Prime example, McDonald's. Okay, that was 7 years in the making. 7 years. We went to the ICSC. Hey, McDonald's. And I got to tell you that story of the ICSC. Let me start with that.
Yeah.
Because if I don't start with that, you're
good. Yeah, I'm ready.
the International Conference of Shopping Centers. Okay. We had a city manager at one time. And I was meeting with cities. And they said, hey, send your city manager to that. That's how you get businesses to come here. Okay. So I sent that guy. He came back and said, oh, nobody wants to come to Firebaugh. I was heartbroken, bro. I was heartbroken. I was like, dang, what do you mean? I'm thinking in my head, like, we got all these plans for this town. Like, they have to want to come. No, nobody wants to come. Fast forward, we got Ben. And I said, we're going to go. I said, I'm going to go. And you're going to go. And Brady's going to go. All three of us went. And ICSC is huge. Every business, every consultant, every realtor, every bank, anything you need to economically develop your community is there.
Okay.
Huge. So we went with a big old backpack, bro, full of flyers and I don't know, nonsense papers. Who knows what we took?
Yeah.
Everybody slamming the door, bro. Boom, boom.
No.
Don't even want to meet with us. I sat there, bro, at the end of the first day of the show. We all sat there, bro. And we looked like that kid that got his bike stolen. Just sitting there like, how am I going to tell my mom? We spent, I don't know how much on the rooms. And what are we going to say to the community? I thought this was going to be easy. The other city manager was right. All these negative things going through my mind. And everybody, all three of us, we were all disappointed in ourselves. Disappointed in the way it was working. And out of nowhere, it was just like, we're already here. Let's go to everyone. Everyone here. I don't care. We need them or not. Let's just go. And we did. And it was funny because after the second day, we got a little bit of, let me see what you're talking about. And
A little more interest.
Because then we started to tell the story. We told the story of Firebaugh, where it's at right now, who we were, because again, when you got to remember when I was in Firebaugh when I was little, there was a movie theater here.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
There was a bowling alley here.
Man,
There was
should do that again.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to spill the beans, my bad.
My city manager will get mad at me. So anyway, the guy from the show comes up to us, goes, "Hey, you guys are Firebaugh, huh?" Yeah, we're Firebaugh. We had our shirts on. You're the talk of this show.
Oh shoot.
He goes, you're being mentioned up there like San Diego. What'd you guys do? I said, we just went to every booth.
Yeah.
And started telling our story about how housing was coming, on how $44 million college is coming, how we're doing these streets, they're coming. And first year, we were telling the story. Second year, guess what? We had some new apartments up. Hey, remember I told you those apartments coming? Look, they're here now. Look at the pictures. Third year's coming. Hey, remember when I told you we're going to need these houses? Look, we got a housing tract now. These houses came in and more people want to come in. Fourth year. Remember when we told you the West Hills College was coming? It's built. Look how beautiful it is. $44 million in our community. That's when people started to take interest. That's when the McDonald's of the world that were shut down, they were supposed to come to Firebaugh. Back in those days, it was shut down, whatever reason, good, bad, or indifferent. And it was funny because when McDonald's came to Firebaugh to say, hey, we're ready, show us some places, they brought a flyer, an old flyer from like 3 years ago when we were doing flyers.
Oh, wow.
So, again, that's how long it takes.
Yeah.
But it takes persistence. It takes telling the story, telling the reality once it becomes reality. And then building it. So what do you think we said when we this time? Remember we said McDonald's was coming? It's here. And guess how many people have been in McDonald's in 6 months? Take a guess.
100,000.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
In 6 months. Think about that. Think about that piece of land that was there, driving no revenue.
Now it just has 100,000 people in 6 months. Divide that into 6, so it's about what? 15,000 a month. That's good, man. It's money.
So again, and for our people say, "Oh, why do you bring McDonald's? Why don't you bring something else?" Do you think people don't go to McDonald's? Like, even if I say I'm gonna force you to go to Panera, no, all right, there's Panera here, but I want McDonald's, so I'm gonna go to Mendota.
Yeah.
There's reasoning behind what we bring, and guess what? For those individuals that say, "Hey, Freddy, you're bringing unhealthy food," it's also our responsibility to say, "I'm not going to go there." So again, and I don't go there all the time, and now we have a little, every Sunday, me and my daughter and my wife go before church, have some oatmeal there, and that's just our routine. But you can also say, "I don't want to go there."
Yeah. No, you can easily.
I want home cook. But what we can't say.
But it's the fact that you have an option.
And what we can't say, no, you're not going to come here and you're not going to bring revenue that's going to better our city.
Yeah.
We can't say that.
For sure.
We can't close the doors on opportunity.
I think the fact that you think differently than others, right? You're thinking of a whole entire city compared to them thinking about their family over not going in to go to McDonald's. In your sense, we are, people come from Fresno. Remember, I work in Fresno right now. So when I'm out there talking to my guests or to my customers, they're like, "Oh, you're over there on the way to San Francisco," right? So it's like and then 33, we're naturally here. It's a farming community. So right now we're about to go into our season, right, where it's busy. There's trucks everywhere, up and down in the morning, right? And I think the thing about what I noticed about Firebaugh is like they're loyal, dude.
Yes.
The community is gonna be loyal. Like if they're gonna back you, they're gonna back you. Yeah. You're gonna have the backing until obviously you earn that backing, right? But like Giant Burger. Bro, every morning they're selling out every day.
Yeah.
Right? And I know it's not Mendota. I mean, it's not Firebaugh, but Mendota, the donut shop.
Yeah.
He's selling out every morning because they've built that, yes. Or I guess you can say, what's the word I'm looking for? They built that reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And that's what we see. Again, let's be honest. As much as McDonald's is there, sometimes you want a Giant Burger.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's funny.
Let's get it. Sometimes you want a Burger King.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You just want options. Like I said, you want options.
You
like
want options.
Here in Firebaugh, number one Firebaugh restaurant, right? It's
Yes.
like the old restaurant. And then when Josh Allen
Yeah.
comes to town, where
Yeah.
does he go? Right, it's
Yeah.
Firebaugh restaurant. So it's like you got that. Then you got the farmers, or not? I call
Blue
it the
Flame.
farmer's daughter, but
Yeah.
Blue Flame,
Yeah.
right? And then you got Don Pepe's.
Yes.
You know, and then Arambulas,
Yeah.
and then so you start going, and then
Yeah.
now you can add the Burger King, and then you got McDonald's.
Mhm.
I know we just lost Starburger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, can you give us a hint of what's going to be in Starburger?
You know, we've been shopping it.
Okay,
So,
so it's in the works
yes,
right now. Okay,
yes, we've been shopping it. We work very closely with the owners. We're very respectful with that. We don't ever want to step on anybody.
did they shut down just because
They,
McDonald's?
No, they already were planning.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's something.
See how rumors get around fast, and we'll clean that up right here.
Yeah,
You know.
no, they have their own aspirations with what they want, and
Yeah.
and again, you know, and I'll tell you why we don't normally say what's coming, but usually the reason why we don't say what's coming, because the minute, let's just think about this. I want to say, and please, you know, I could be wrong on the number, but Starbucks bought that lot. Guess how much they paid for that lot?
250,000.
700,000. So, again, you know, prices change. It's the same thing. Is if I'm selling, you know, something, and I'm gonna tell you what's in my hand, but I can't tell you what it is, because if the minute I tell you, you know, it's a golden coin, you can be, oh, the price is gonna go up. So everybody, it's human nature. So a lot of the times the businesses that come, they come through like a developer or something. They don't even really tell us until almost the final stages after they've secured the property.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah. So as I say, we're working on things and shopping things. It's because, again, it's not that we ever want to tell anybody what they should do on their land. We want to give them options.
For sure.
So you own, let's just say you own Starburger, and you're saying, hey, I want to open a tortilla factory, okay? And we're like, hey, but I just so happen to know that, you know, Panda's looking for a spot, or
Dude, a Panda wouldn't be good here. We don't have a Chinese spot.
wow, that would be a miracle if it came. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, and you have these people, because sometimes companies, they want to come, but they already want a building. They don't want to mess with building it. They want to get in, start business,
Yeah.
start making money.
Yeah.
And there's some people that say, "Nah, I want to build." Starbucks, they had two locations they were looking at, and they said, "Nah, we'd rather just build." Perfect. Boom, went over there. So, like I said, you know, Starbucks was another one. You know, like we knew like pretty early that we couldn't say it. You know, and I messed up and I hinted it one time when we were open with McDonald's, and I put a McDonald's and a Starbucks gift card. We were giving them out at some function, and I'm gonna take a picture, and everybody's like, "Oh, Starbucks coming too," and I'm like, "No, we just so happen to have that thing," but it was really true, they were coming in.
Oh wow.
So I goofed on that one, and my sister was like, "Hey, people are asking us if the Starbucks coming." I said, "Oh, my bad, bro," like, because I did it to, not thinking that I was like outing it, but just to get people excited, because the community deserves that, man.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They deserve that. And I tell this to everybody. There's no reason why our students, our community members, don't have the things that Fresno, Madera, Kerman have. There's no reason. We deserve the same.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We're still driving to Costco, bro.
Yeah. No, you're right.
We're still driving to Walmart.
Yeah. We have to travel out of town. I think it's for us small town people, because I grew up in Mendota.
Yeah.
And we still traveled, right? And it's like we've done it my whole life. We're just kind of accustomed to it at this point.
So in along those lines, what's important to me too is the fact that we drive so far for medical resources.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to go to specialists. You're leaving. You know, imagine having to have a terminal illness or some kind of illness, and you're driving 45 miles to get your doctor's appointment to hear bad news or to feel worse.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not good.
Not good. You know, and am I telling you we're going to build a hospital here? No.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
we don't have the land for that. But we have to do better in ensuring that some of those resources are delivering service here. Not all of them. You know, one of the biggest ones to me is a dialysis center. We how many of our people drive or go in a van to go get dialysis? Unfortunately, diabetes affects our people very, very, you know, in big numbers.
Yeah. I'm diabetic. I'm type 2.
Yeah, ves?
Yeah.
So think about that. You know, God forbid you ever have to do that, but to drive to go get to live,
Yeah.
Like, why can't we do that here? And that's one of my biggest things that I'm really pushing hard in this term here is let's bring some of those medical resources here. Let's bring some of those things here. So as you're asking what's coming to Firebaugh, those are the things I'm working on, guys. I can't promise.
Yeah, no, I
can't make-
like it. I like it. I did not know any of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously I heard of the Starbucks,
Yeah.
and when I feel like I've gotten older. I don't know. You could maybe help me. You're not
Yeah.
too much older than me,
Yeah.
but as you get older, do you just kind of get more private or what?
Yeah, so it happens.
Yeah, because I feel like just me and the wife and
Yeah.
we just hang out.
Yeah.
And
It is fun.
no, it is. It's fun, but it's like I feel like when I was just more in the community, kind of hanging around people, and I don't drink no more, mainly because of the type 2, right? But when I was out there hanging out, and I still hang out with my friends, but I don't do it as much, maybe because of work schedule, the podcast, but.
This is important.
Yeah, no, it really is. Because people like this, I never when I talked to you before you came on here, I never assumed I'm gonna get on the mayor of my town, the mayor of another town, other people that are willing to come on. Like I just think it's really cool. And like you said, God blesses us with different talents. And I feel like he's always blessed me with the voice I've always been able to talk, and in this sense, if I can get out some information to my community, I live in Firebaugh, I'm from Mendota, my heart's there.
So is my wife. By the way.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I knew it, man. I knew there was something I liked about you.
Yeah.
And but we're here.
Yeah.
We're here now, and instead of me going and complaining, or like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Like, well, like you said earlier, like, well, we don't have no volunteers. Why don't you help?
Yeah.
Not you didn't tell me that specifically, but you could tell people like, well, why don't you help us out? Right? You're here. Instead of just being like someone that's gonna be a negative, the little old school negative Nancy, just kind of come in
and we need those people too. 100%. We need people to be critical of the things that we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'll take any type of input. I'll always be honest.
Do you feel like Firebaugh when you guys have your town meetings, or you guys? I don't even know.
Yeah.
So how often do you hold a meeting?
Every first and third Monday of the month.
Every first and third Monday. Yeah. Okay. And do you feel like you get a lot of
we do
participation?
It depends on the topic.
Okay.
So which is good. Some people are gauging and watching what we're doing, which is good. And again, we'll take, like I tell you, any input is important. It's just knowing how the meeting works is important.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break that off here because I think that's important too. So when people go and make a public comment and the public comment is only on things that are not on the agenda, because you can talk about anything on there when it's time to talk there. So when I'm running the meeting, I make sure and I read that out because we cannot act on anything that's not agendized.
Oh, okay.
So if
for everyone out there that goes to a meeting, we got to make sure that it has to be agendized.
Yes. So people will come and they think I'm being a jerk by not responding, but we cannot engage in a discussion. We cannot give direction. You cannot go make a comment and say, I hate the city manager, he's whack or whatever. You can't do that. Your comments are made to the mayor. And then we're going to record those comments, and then anyone on there can agendize anything. A community member can ask for something to be agendized. So it's not that I'm being rude or it's just that's how a meeting is run.
Yeah.
We respect the decorum. We respect the office. We respect how it works because that's what keeps us a community. That's what keeps us a country. You don't have to like everything, and that's okay. You should voice your opinion. That's okay. But you have to understand we respect how the meeting is run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very mindful of that because it's important. And again, it's not that I don't want to do or talk about your topic. That's not the time for that.
Yeah.
And if it's agendized, then it's full game.
So my question now next is, how do we get it agendized?
So you will email or call the city clerk.
Okay.
So you can always tell the city manager as well, but I always recommend everybody email it. Again, I'm not saying anything wrong.
And where can we find that email, Freddy?
So you go on the website, firebaugh.org.
Okay,
so
firebaugh.org.
Yeah.
Got
so
it.
You can email city manager, city clerk, hey, I would like this topic to be agendized. Again, I usually tell people if you want something agendized, give a little information.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Hey, I want, water bottles to be available at all stores, or I just want water bottles. Okay, but where?
Yeah.
When? How? What are you asking for? So give some information. Help us out. We're going to collect all the information and have that ready for you on your item, and we'll talk about it. And again, remember, it's a democracy.
Mm-hmm. Not a dictatorship.
No, it's not what Freddy wants. you have to get a majority votes. You got to get 3 out of 5.
There's 5 council members.
5 council members, yes.
Okay.
So there's a mayor and a mayor pro tem.
Who's the mayor pro tem right now?
Shout out my mayor pro tem, Sylvia Renteria. Shout out to her.
Shout out Sylvia.
Yeah. So yeah, so you come in, you put your agendized item on there. We'll discuss it, and you got to understand. Again, we're like any household. There's a budget. There's
For
a
sure.
budget. There's times to put things on the budget. There's some things that shouldn't be on the budget. And everybody, we all want the same things. We all want new parks. We all want new roads. We all want new businesses. We all want new housing. We all want new apartments. We all want those things. So first and foremost, I'm with you guys. But there's a path
Yeah.
to getting those things. And there's
Well, like you said, it's 7 years for the McDonald's alone, so it takes time, right? I
Yeah.
think that comes down into, we tied into the Lord, being
Yeah.
blessed, right? Patience.
Yes.
We can't just expect things
Yeah.
right away, right? There's a process to it, but at least we know now we got to have it agendized,
Yes.
right? We know how to agendize it, and then now we know we could bring it up, and we can find you guys once again on.
Firebaugh.org.
But on the meetings are every.
First and third Monday of the month.
So there you go, guys. All right.
Yeah,
So
please come on down, guys. We welcome any and all comments. I've never got my feelings hurt. I never hold anything against anybody. I respect everybody and their opinions. And again, I'm going to do my best to always try to put our community first.
awesome, love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Next question. Okay. So some of these questions were asked by my wife as well
Yeah,
too. So
that's good.
okay. So this one's mainly for me
Okay.
because I have a 6-year-old little girl. So it says, what are the plans that the community could provide for our youth? Meaning, like, I would say the youth, so 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know we have, the baseball just finished with, and shout out to Mike Daniels, does a great
Shout
job
out Mike Daniels.
for the Cal Ripken, I know. And then also I'll have to shout out Jessica because she
Okay.
did T-ball,
All right.
and it's a lot,
Shout out.
I know she has to put up coaches like me and other coaches, Mike as well, but they did a great job with what they had, and the resources. Do you guys help out with that at all?
So, good question. Excellent question. And again, these things have to come out there. We are a community.
For sure.
We are a team. There's not one person that's more valuable on a team. We all contribute together. With that being said, the city does contribute something together.
Okay.
So we do not coach teams. So it's
Even if you wanted to, you couldn't coach.
well, I can.
Okay.
So in other words, the city in itself as an entity. But what we do is we provide you green space. So
Some parks.
parks.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things I think we did, and Mike, Mr. Daniels was there, was we had our first Parks and Rec meeting. They hadn't been having them, and again, own it. My bad. I need to be better on track of that.
Accountability.
Accountability.
I like it.
And we have to. And I said, knowing that we were having some dirt issues at the Dunkel and things like that, I said, you know what, we really need to get everybody in one room. City, school district employees, community-based organizations that are doing our outside sports. Because in Firebaugh, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing the youth can do. Parks and the organized sports.
Yeah.
Huge. Shout out to those people that run those organizations, man. Because imagine that. You go to work, you run a whole organization, you have all these coaches, you have all these parents. Why didn't my kid play? All these types of things.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, man. That's a God-given gift that not everyone can do.
You know what? I will say this though, and he reached out to me, and he is a original Farbolian.
Okay.
Pedro Garcia.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
I've heard that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
he's in West Hills right now.
Yes,
So shout out Pedro. He's actually trying to start implementing more programs this way, and I'm actually gonna talk with him, meet with him, and
Good.
hopefully partner up with him, and then maybe we could get
Let me know.
people involved, and we could see, because he wants to bring stuff. He started a softball program in Kalinga for the females.
Good.
For little girls, and
yeah.
he wants to bring it this way. Firebaugh Mendota. I think I thought I overheard that Firebaugh started a program. I have to confirm, but I'm not sure.
I think Mike Daniels is working on that
Okay.
with some help.
Nice.
Like I said, and my wife's gonna coach. My wife's big into softball.
Love it.
Yeah, so she, again, shout out Angie, my wife.
Shout out Angie.
But that just so everybody knows, that's the true reason why I'm able to do the things I'm able to do is support,
For sure. Oh yeah,
You-
100%.
bro. Like,
Well, you saw right now who was setting it up for me,
Right?
Yeah. So you have to. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a must.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a must
For sure.
The wives are so important in what we're able to do because they hold it down.
Yes, sir.
We're out there meeting after meeting. Tomorrow we got Fresno Council of Governments. You know,
What if you don't mind me asking? What is that exactly?
so
Because I was gonna have the mayor of Mendota on tomorrow, and he told
my-
me he had.
yeah, he's my
Yeah.
partner. He's with me. He drives me over there, so we rode together with
Nice.
carpool. Fresno Council of Governments is they get everybody from Fresno County, every mayor from every city in Fresno County,
Oh wow.
and it's a separate other board that runs different other types of funding and things that come into your community. The mayor usually sits on it. The mayor pro tem is the alternate. So, because the rotational mayorship is every year for us, you really got to hit it hard your year.
Yeah.
And again, you know, it's a long meeting, man. You're there all night till like
Yeah, it's like 5 to 9, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's sometimes longer.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, because you're talking about every community, and it's in Fresno, so you have a lot of people come do public comment.
Oh okay.
Yeah, so but it's a good thing. So a lot of Measure C dollars, things like that. Come
Got
over
it.
there. So you got to advocate for a city. Otherwise, guess what? You get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything else, you know. And you know, Victor would probably tell you the story or mention it. You know, him and I partnered to make sure some dollars that were about to leave the west side stay in the west side.
For sure.
So it was put on a project, and the project couldn't come through. But we championed it, man. And if you think it's hard on council to get 3 votes, imagine the vote is weighed upon population. So you basically got to get Fresno or Clovis on your side, and a bunch of other small cities to get your stuff through.
Wow.
And we've been blessed. So
Yeah.
shout out to all the people at COG. Thank you guys for your support. We're going to be getting some passing lanes going between Firebaugh and Mendota.
Oh
because of
really?
because of that hard work. So
Nice.
Victor's a great champion for his community. Again,
I went to high school with that guy, so
Yeah.
yeah, he's always
Yeah.
been a
huge, bro. Like
yeah
I said,
for sure.
And again, you know, we have a very good friendly rivalry with Mendota, but you guys have to understand something. We work very close together.
No, for sure.
We are very close when it comes to it because we need each other. You know, his people come here and eat and work. Our people go there to eat and work. We survive because of each other, and again, that's why we work together to keep those dollars here. Because otherwise, who's gonna bring them here?
No, yeah, you're
Got
right.
railroaded.
I think this podcast alone has already taught me so much. I didn't even know,
Yeah.
a lot of this. I'm telling you, me and Victor, I'm telling you because we were gonna have an interview this week.
Yeah.
He barely messaged me this morning about
Thursday.
the meeting you guys are gonna go to. So I was like, okay, cool. So that makes a lot of sense now what you're telling me. So
Yeah. And it's important. You know, he's the vice chair of COG. So, you know, he sits as the vice chair, almost like the vice mayor of COG. So, of all the
out of everyone,
Yeah.
Oh wow,
So he's also, again, you have to vote to who's going to be, you know,
Yeah.
vice chair, who's going to be chair. You know, again, you know, he holds another very important position. And again, shout out to him. You know, he's the co-chair, I believe, of LAFCO. That's what allows your city to grow, to get a sphere of influence growing, to annex more land into your city. All those decisions are made through LAFCO. And again, he's a big part of that. So, again, he's a voice of the West Side, the rural communities, the importance of those types of things. So, you know, you don't face that much of a challenge when somebody understands what you're asking for, because he understands what it means. You know, for us that are trying to grow a city, put in things, you have to annex land. Firebaugh is shaped so weird that in order to get more things, you got to annex land. Same thing with him. Every rural community is the same thing. You know, you get to a certain point. Oh, I can't build there. It's not my land. Not in city limits.
and is that where the struggle we are right here right now?
Yes, in some
Okay.
areas. So if you go down T Road, well, it's not called T Road anymore. We call it T Road today, but you know,
Yeah.
you go down what is it, Story Road or whatever it is.
Well, we'll say T Road for the
T Road for the old school him.
Yeah.
You know, a line is diagonal. This side's Firebaugh and that side's not. It's literally behind the city manager's house. Is part of it's not Firebaugh.
Oh wow.
Super weird.
Yeah.
I
Well, it's like Eastside Acres.
Yeah.
It's not Firebaugh.
Not Firebaugh.
It's Madera.
It's Madera County.
Yeah,
It's not
it's-
even Fresno County.
And it's literally in Firebaugh.
It's literally in
Yeah.
Fresno.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Super weird, but yeah. So you know,
So that's kind of what's tying up a lot of
So-
development.
development. So when you say what are we bringing and how we're working with the youth, it's that exactly those meetings, green space, bringing in the school district because we're limited on green space. We're blessed to have Cal Ripken, FC33, Freddy Torres doing great things with soccer year round. He has 100 to 200 kids playing soccer year round.
Yeah, no, I see them right here at the
Yes.
at the junior high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
On Sundays.
Yeah, dude. So again, But how do we balance that?
Yeah.
We had to get everybody in a room to say, what do you guys need? As a city, I need to know exactly what you need. What is your season, so that I don't put somebody's not infringing upon your season.
Yeah.
And we're preparing for your season. We don't know that.
One thing I don't like that Firebaugh doesn't have, but once again, I'm just gonna kind of
Yeah.
put my foot in my mouth at this point because we're talking about volunteers and all
Yeah.
that. I didn't like that we didn't have a basketball program. As far as I mean, I know we have a program for the school, but like once again, being from there, but Mendota was light years ahead, I believe, in basketball because they're playing. You know, in the winter when we're all shut down, they're having a league. You know, and that's an extra 2.5 months that these kids have prepared for something that, and I just don't think that at the time I couldn't understand why Firebaugh didn't do it, but kind of talking to you a little bit off camera and then just right now kind of makes me understand why we don't have it. Because once again, it's not fair for Mr. Daniels to do every program, right?
No.
And, you know, shout out to him for even wanting to be a part of it. But I mean, I know I couldn't do it right now. Like, I mean, when my boy was in, like I told you, flight, I mean, man, I felt like we were, you know, invested in that thing. And then now that that's gone, I honestly feel sometimes I'm like, tell my wife, I'm like, hey, what are we doing? I feel like sometimes we're lazy almost, like, you know?
No, you're not. So here's the thing. And I tell this to all my students and even my own kids. When we share the work is easy.
True. Very true.
So when we get together with like-minded people and we discover each other's talents and we say, a basketball program might not be that hard if
we had the right people and
the right rooms, talking about the right things, making it easy for someone. Because you might be a super coach, but you don't know anybody in the school district to open the gyms.
Yeah.
You don't even know about how to even start that.
Yeah.
You're willing to coach, but you need help with the rest of the parts. And that's where myself, somebody else says, oh, well, you just got to use a facility form. Okay. Oh, well, I'll fill it out for you. No problem. Okay.
Makes sense.
Then you get, well, I don't know. I can't run the score clocks. Well, hey, I know a couple high school kids that might want to come out and do that. They do it at the games right here. Okay, we get the high school kids. Now they're doing the game clocks. Oh, man, we really need some music. Well, hey, man, I know how to play some music. I'll come out and I'll play some music for you. And there you go. So sometimes people just are good at something. They just don't know how to do it.
Or they don't know how to, how do you say, like, present it?
Yeah, present it. And they're not in the right conversations. So, and then somebody talks them down or just, you're not going to be able to do that. They're never going to help you, or they don't do that here. Well, in reality, I just don't know how to coach.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bring it up because I would be the worst person to bring that up, because they're going to be like, oh, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I've coached softball before and I didn't know anything about it. And I just did it.
But your wife did.
My wife did.
So you're the assistant.
Yeah. So back in the day, they had the City League, and I sponsored a team through Boom Productions, but the thing is that, like I said, I didn't know the first thing. I coached soccer too when the City League did it and they needed coaches. I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it just because I'm going to do it. But again, I feel the kids losing that.
Yeah.
Because again, they're trying to learn a skill, and Teacher Freddy doesn't even know the first thing about soccer, but I'm pretending I know.
Yeah. No, I get it. You're out there and just kind of like going through the emotions. What are they learning?
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
I
get it.
I'm the wrong guy. But yeah, definitely. So we want to get some things going. We started the Parks and Recs meeting. I'm going to be putting that out, and I'll be sharing that information with you because we want public input too.
Okay.
Those are open meetings.
And then, like I said, I'll share it with my stuff. And then, I mean, I want to say like, oh, everyone hits me up, but there's some people that will hit me up, hey, for example, like if they see this podcast later, hey, if you could talk to Freddy for me and ask him this, or, whatever this, whatever that. And then we could always, that's how we could implement it. And I feel like having you on is going to be great for, I think, the community in general. When they watch it, they're like, oh, wow, there's this and that. And then to know that you're approachable, right?
100,
The door's open, you can talk to you, ask you questions. No, I guess you can say, like, I always told my trainees, there's no question's a dumb question, because obviously if you're asking me, you don't know. So.
And I may not even know.
Yeah.
So the difference is that
you'll get the answer for them.
I'm not afraid to say I don't know. I'll be like, you know what? Let me look into that because I really don't know.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you know what? I know this guy knows. Let's go talk to him together. So again, it's so important that everybody understands we are all in this together. All of us.
Yeah. No, I think so
I just so
too.
happen to be the mayor, but that doesn't make me any better than anyone else. It just makes me be able to sit in the right room to advocate for things, and I'm willing to do so. But I have to know, again, and I can't fix every problem here in this community. I can't fix every road at once, but we are doing a lot of road projects, as you can see. we are listening to the people. We will get to your road at one point. It's just sometimes you get, $500,000. Sometimes you get $1 million.
Yeah.
To do a road here is expensive. You wouldn't believe it, but it is. It's very expensive just to do a little piece. So, yeah, we're out there grinding, and the youth is our priority, and we want to get together and meet with some people that are willing to volunteer and help. We're going to do our part as a city and making sure that the green space is available. We're going to do our part as a city to ensure that the green space is adequate. We have applied for the third phase of Maldonado. So we're looking to finish that out. God willing, it gets approved and we get that going. So we're still on that.
So there was phases. How many phases to the Maldonado is there?
The last and final phase.
Okay, so there's 3 phases.
Yeah. So that's that dirt area that's right there, right in front of the houses, but behind the park, the splash park area.
Okay.
That big old dirt lot is like 3 acres. It's the city's.
What are they trying to do with that?
So that's going to be, again, God willing, if we get the money, that's always the hardest part is waiting and getting turned down. We've been turned down twice already. So this is our 3rd time. So again, hopefully 3rd time's a charm. Competition soccer fields.
Oh, wow.
Tennis court. It's also going to double as pickleball.
Nice.
We had to scale back the project and we couldn't get the all-weather track, but we're going to have like a little track around there. Lighting, I believe there's going to be restrooms. So it's going to be a nice little area.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds really good. So tennis was a big thing that kind of popped up on the radar. A lot of people were saying, the school closes the tennis courts. We need someone to play. So, you know what, let's add that into there. Again, you can do pickleball, you can do tennis, whatever. I just think it gives it another, basketball court. There's going to be another basketball court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
because we added one right here
Yeah.
at Dunkel.
Yeah.
Then you got one at Maldonado, and now you have
another one.
okay, so 3 different
Basketball's
options.
huge, dude.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many kids are out there balling it up, That was my sport back in St. Joseph's days. I used to play basketball, so. But
Nice.
yeah. So
So do you still have any like basketball skills as far as coaching? Do you think you can coach?
I probably could.
So we did like a city league. We can count
You can count on me.
Mayor Freddy to
Valdez
help
there,
out.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, so I can tell you that, I think I got a little bit left in me. So, and I'm willing to share that for a little while. But yeah, no, we youth is prime for us, and we want to create those opportunities. We want to bring in, again, we're targeting a lot of things. Entertainment's a lot harder to get now with the streaming services and things like that. A lot of movie theaters are not really expanding to rural communities, but doesn't mean we're not asking. Doesn't mean,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Doesn't mean that we're not hitting up Mayan. That's one of the biggest things. They're big on building movie theaters. So again, trying out there. Again, we're open. We'll take anybody. Come to our meetings, guys. We're always looking for people that are willing to lead some
People, ideas, right? Different things. I think like I said, Firebaugh's the kind of community that will jump on board. I just feel like it has to be there for them to jump on. Like for example, I'll shout another person, Coffee 33. The owner of that's my buddy, right? And he's got a lot of support. Because his wife and their family from Firebaugh.
Yep.
So I feel like everyone has jumped on board and supported them, and that's a good thing.
I
and
100% agree.
I think like when I see their videos and when they post their videos about, they're talking about, there's a space now and something to come and hang out. I remember for a while, man, and I'm probably not going to do it now, but I thought, I don't know if there's rumors that Cheers was for sale, and
it goes up every once in a while.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, they should turn that into like an Applebee's.
Yeah.
Because the setting, right? You can go have a drink, watch the game, kind of hang out somewhere to kind of relax. But once again, that takes time, dedication, money. There's a lot of stuff that has to be implemented.
Yeah.
But
and we have at one point she was willing to sell it, and again, we don't ever want to pressure anybody.
No, yeah, for sure.
So and when it's available, we will always showcase it, and we hope to bring something like that because again, what do? We go to Fresno. I go to Toledo's. I go to Texas Roadhouse. I go to all these businesses, and again, we love it. We love the food. We like the environments. We like, to your point, Buffalo Wild Wings. We want to go out, check out some games, and have some food. So again, why can't we have that here?
Yeah.
Why do I have to drive?
Why do I have to go X amount? Yeah.
And people have to understand that there's great organizations like the Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation. They'll help you start a business. They'll help you, figure out. They have lending partners and grants and stuff like that. So again, if you guys, anybody out there is looking to start a business, let me know. I'll get you in touch with them. They actually helped Cafe 33, the Hispanic Area Foundation.
Nice.
They're helping the torteria that's coming in. That's pretty close to opening here pretty soon. So.
Oh, we're having a tortilla. Oh, there you go. Where's that going to be located at?
Right there at the old, what was it? The Chinese place? I can't remember what it was called.
Oh,
Fusion.
yeah. Right across from Ramblers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So they're.
Oh, they just did a video too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out.
So they're doing good. A lot of good things coming, like I said. But we are youth focused. They are our future, and we want to make sure that they have every opportunity that they can have.
I kind of saved it I kind of wanted us to we got good time, but I wanted to ask this question.
Yeah.
It's more political,
Okay.
but it ties in. We just got a new superintendent, right?
We got an interim.
Interim.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there a reason for an interim and it wasn't just a superintendent, or you guys kind of want to like fill it out, or
So
like how does that even work?
So for me, I'm gonna give you the lowdown. I'm not on the school board, so
Yeah.
Shout out, I'm not on the school board yet. Wink, wink. I don't know when I'm running, but
Yeah.
that's an aspiration of mine one day.
Maybe I'll run for city council.
Yeah.
You go for school board.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We'll switch it up. But it's no secret. They let their superintendent go. Once they let their superintendent go, they elevated a person. Then the board went out and decided to hire a consulting firm to help them in a search for a long-term superintendent. That interim firm, I believe, provided a name, and then they switched up interim superintendent. So now we have a new interim superintendent. So that interim superintendent, from what I know, and again, this can change, so please nobody quote me. I'm not on the school board.
This is honestly, this was a question that's going to lead down to other questions.
Yeah.
That's why.
So interim superintendent, and now that firm will then give them viable names so that they can interview and then put in a superintendent.
Got it.
So that's kind of what.
Because the question I kind of had, and I mean, once again, not trying to put you on the
Yeah,
spot,
no,
but just kind of because you are in the school district.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's true because I had to confirm at the fact check, but I guess I'll fact check right here.
Yeah.
The principals from the middle school both stepped down. Is that correct?
So the principal from the middle school got a job in Carruthers, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So don't quote me on that. He got another job. One of the GIAs, he stepped down and went back to teaching. So
Okay.
that's kind of a right that you have. And again, this is just my opinion. I don't think they pay the principals enough.
Okay.
I don't. And
So this wasn't a direct effect because the superintendent.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, this is personal.
Because that had got like there was a little bit, there are rumors always
yeah, of
start,
course.
right? So I just wanted to make sure I
Yeah.
clarified that because
Yeah.
I felt like those two principals were really good.
Yeah.
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 And losing that is really gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But
It
once again,
does.
that's why I wanted to ask you and kind of see
It does.
have they picked the principal or they didn't know what direction of?
They picked a GIA.
Okay.
So I believe it was one of the coaches, the academic coaches was there, stepped up and moved up to that position.
Nice.
But again, here's the thing, why can't we be competitive with our principals
Mm-hmm. You're talking about in pay.
and pay? So if you look at it, and don't trust me, always check my receipts. Go on in the website, fldusd.org. Look at the pay scales. My pay scale, everybody's pay scales on there. It's not a secret. There's some teachers that make more, or if not the same as a principal.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen.
So what's the advantage of being a principal at some point when you can make this
And I guess in that aspect, when it comes to money, there's
None.
not.
There's
yeah.
not.
I mean, besides the fact that you have power, you're their boss. But other than but money wise,
there's no protection as a principal.
you hate to say it, but your job, you need to get paid to
You do.
to survive. So as much as you want to say, oh, it's for the kids or it's for this, it's for that.
So much more responsibility.
Yeah, we still have to support ourselves and our families, right? So I understand that
So that's what I say. Again, with more responsibility, there should come more pay.
for sure.
You have different levels of employees and degrees, and you have to have this to be this, and you have to go chase that to get to be there. There should be equal compensation when it comes to that. That's my opinion. And I feel like sometimes when you see a GIA or somebody step down, it's like, I'll just be a teacher. This is a lot of work. I got to manage all these teachers plus all these classified staff members.
And I'm getting paid the same
And
as
I'm
a
getting
teacher.
paid the same as if I was just in the classroom worrying about my students and doing what I love. Not that they don't love being a principal.
No, yeah, I could tell you the same.
Yeah.
Like if they paid me manager,
Yeah.
and I was doing all these manager duties
Yeah.
I have to do, and the service advisor's getting paid the same as me, it's a no brainer. I'm gonna go back to a
No-brainer.
service advisor. Yeah, because I don't have to worry about all the
No.
extra. You know,
Yeah.
no, that makes a lot of sense.
So I'm not saying that's why they made a decision. I'm just saying in the past you see that sometimes
Yeah.
people just step back down and they're like, nah, I'm cool. I'll just go to class.
Well, the reason I ask is because once again, I'm not trying to.
No.
I mean, it's been a great conversation
Yeah.
so far.
Heck
It's given back and forth, and I feel like I'm really, in this point, I'm just kind of talking for
Mm-hmm.
some of the community members at this point, right?
Please.
Because we are seeing. The reason I say that is because we're seeing certain of our athletes leave.
Yes.
You know, they're leaving to other, school districts, or they're just whatever the case may be. So, I want to see is like obviously the town is aware of that, right?
Yes. So again, and I'm going to go back to just my knowledge of council.
For sure.
And this is important because again, the main job of a council is to provide vision and policy. That's it.
Yeah.
They have one employee, the city manager. That's it. I can't go tell, a city worker like, hey, you better go and sweep my area.
Yeah.
That's not what we do.
Mhm.
That's not what we should do. So it's the same thing in the school board. The school board provides vision and policy.
Yeah.
They have one employee, the superintendent. Okay? They have to choose a superintendent that's going to do and provide and share the vision of the people that elect them,
Yes.
their constituents. Okay? If I don't share my constituents' vision, if I don't care about this community and I go to my council meetings and I treat it in such, you're not going to see Starbucks, McDonald's, streets, housing, all these things come. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The vision, the city manager is integral in that. He goes and he runs hard with the vision and gets it done, knocks it out, gets his people, rallies his people. Hey, come on, guys, we're gonna get this going. We need this project. So this all has to translate back to why some people are deciding to leave. They're not happy with what their students are being provided.
Yeah.
They're not, and people just don't up and leave unless you're going and moving to another community. And you're moving to Fresno, and obviously you're not going to send some people still do.
Yeah.
But most of the people take their kids to where they go. It's
That's true.
It's very rare when you see somebody living in a town and taking their kids to a different school. So there has to be a reason. I can't speak for anybody, and I will never speak for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a reason why they're taking their kids out of here to go to a different community and go to a different school. Now, what do I suggest they do? My suggestion is always go and talk to the people that are elected to make those decisions.
Yeah.
They have to follow your vision. Our ultimate punishment is we don't get reelected.
True. Yeah.
That's the ultimate punishment.
Because at the end of the day, you're serving the people.
You're serving the people. You should. And again, we can't do what everybody wants.
For sure.
that's
And not everyone's going to be happy.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's-
you do this, you're going to,
Yeah.
upset this person. You do that, you're going to upset that. Yeah, I get it.
So, again, but what you don't ever want to see is people taking their kids out for a particular reason that can be fixed. You can't fix it.
Yeah.
You can't fix everything, and I'm not trying to put everything on somebody, but there's some things you can. In our communities, rural communities, one of the biggest extracurricular activities we have is sports.
Yes.
That's what you have. You don't have ballet classes here. You don't have a lot of the other options that bigger cities have. I wish we did. I wish we had
no,
karate.
for sure. Yeah, we don't have like golf.
No.
We don't have.
Yeah.
Well, we have FFA.
Yeah.
I mean, but we don't have like water polo.
Right.
Right. We don't have
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that they offer. Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
So when your kids are passionate and the parents are passionate about a certain thing, whether it be baseball, whether it be soccer, whether it be shot put, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you feel as if your student is not getting what they need, then you need to go to the people that set that vision, because there's a vision issue at that point.
Yes.
You can't blame a principal, you can't blame a coach, a particular coach. If the vision is not there for a certain thing in that thing, let's just take behaviors. If the board's vision is not about behaviors, you don't see behavior teams at all sites.
Yeah.
But you can tell what the vision is because you have behavior teams at all sites. They support that, and that's something they do. And again, I encourage parents. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take your kids out. I'm saying if that's what you feel is best for your kid, then do so. But let's also not try to fix the problem. You can't know there's a problem unless you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
Unless you tell me there's a problem. Well, why did you take your kids out? Well, I took my kids out because, teacher Freddy's whack and I don't like him. Oh, dang, let me have a conversation with this dude. He's not sharing the vision of the board.
Yes.
So
Comes back down to communication.
communication,
Right.
key. It's key, and again, you don't have to go to a meeting. So I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm afraid to talk. I don't want to go to a meeting. You can email. You can email your comment. They have to read it in open session. You can email the public comment. Hey,
You can stay anonymous.
stay anonymous. Let us know.
You guys want to know.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you guys are aware, right? That,
Yes. of course.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, 100. I'm aware on the council. Again and again, I reach out to my colleagues on the school board, and we communicate. But it's always best when the public, when the parents are saying it. Like my daughter's in 8th grade. If I got an issue, guess what? I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I'll be at that meeting. I will address it. I will write an email to the board members. You can write emails to board members. You can write emails to council members. So understand and know that we are public servants. We have to get your email. You have to have our numbers.
Yeah.
That's not secret. So please, guys, everyone out there today, know this. We serve you guys. We want to hear what you say. The school board wants to hear what you say. Please tell us.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can say, I don't want anybody else to know, Freddie. That's cool. I will do my best to circumnavigate, not bringing your name up.
Yeah. Keep it as private as you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have to know.
Yeah.
We can't fix nothing unless we know.
For sure.
And it takes time.
I could tell you one thing that I kind of I was a little hurt by.
Yeah.
Is I remember we were talking about we did flight, which was the travel since the boys were in 5th grade, 5th and 6th grade, right? And then now they're freshmen. So 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th,
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
And then they didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
Because that comes down to, in my opinion, because I had parents reaching out to me like, hey, are we going to do flight? And I was like, I don't know. Louis is a freshman. I don't. I mean, it sucks to say it that way, right? Because he's gonna do travel with the high school. I mean, he's gonna do summer with the.
Yeah.
They don't do that no more. So I was like, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. And when I had kind of inquired and talking to certain people that are in place, they're like, well, a lot of people didn't know the direction of where they were gonna be put. So it was unfortunate that we didn't have a travel this year, and that sets us back because there's. I mean, I don't know if our shout out to the baseball team, the junior high. Yeah. They made it all the way to the championship, dude. I mean, there's talent here.
Yes.
So I just feel like we have to continue to push these kids because us not having that 1 year, Freddie. I mean, this was me. I don't change my stance on this. I told the boys this, and whoever does watch this, this freshman sophomore class right now, and this up and coming 8th grade class, I told them, you guys have a chance to win a Valley title in your guys' division. The skill set and the level is there, but it's gonna come.
But also remember, when I say we, the city, the school district, we have to be welcoming as well.
Yeah.
We have to have those open conversations and hear what our contribution can be. Like I said, I can't be a coach, and that's okay. But I can do.
But you can help in other ways.
Yes.
Yes. No, for sure.
And I'm welcoming to that.
Yeah.
I will always be honest with you. I can't help you. I'm busy this day, or yes, I will. And if I can, I will. And that's my commitment to everyone. And even at the school district, I'm on the bottom. So I'm a classified employee. And again, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I don't have a lot of decision-making possibilities.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to go to a meeting with you. I'm willing to facilitate a meeting. I'm willing to set up a meeting to the right people you got to talk to. And again, we have to be welcoming.
Yeah.
We have to be friendly. We have to say, your idea is heard. I just can't do it right now. And be honest.
Yeah.
We don't have the fund. And I will show you. I'm open about the city's budget. It's not a secret, bro. The money, whatever's there is there. Whatever we have allocated to there, whatever we prioritize, whatever we need. So we also are responsible too. We have to be able to be welcoming to these groups of people that are willing to volunteer their time.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing.
Huge.
Volunteer.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. When you have somebody willing to do that they're passionate about it, we have to make it as easy as possible. Everything's not easy. So like I said, we can't do everything.
And see, one thing I always tell people like this is I was the kind of parent like, and I want to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and
Yeah.
act like, oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I'm about this and
Yeah.
I'm this. And the kids that I'm helping at the time because
Yeah.
of my son and being involved,
Yeah.
of course you start
Yeah.
care and then you
Yeah.
want them to do well, right?
Yeah.
So I tell people like, my daughter's 6.
Yeah.
So regardless of where she's gonna go, bro, you're gonna see me out there in Cal Ripken
Yeah.
or helping or volunteering or fundraising for them because I'm gonna be willing to help get a softball thing going if she likes it,
Yeah.
right? Or who knows, bro, ballet because she's a girl, she might like to dance. So it's little things, But what I try to tell people is each parent is gonna be different, and so when I say is my season already came and passed as far as flight.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, oh, I'm gonna go coach.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go coach the travel. No, I'm probably not because I have Louis gonna be a sophomore and then Gia's 6, right? But if if they were in it, I'm more than likely gonna be more involved. But doesn't mean I don't want it to not continue.
But the thing is, this is the thing, Louis. Your contribution is that you have experience in it. You can guide.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You
Yeah,
can guide. You can say, here, hey, this is the playbook. This is what I used to do. Here you go.
yeah. No, I think in this aspect, this is what was confusing is that the coaching staff was like, well, we don't know who's gonna be in place next year, and my thing was like, well, you should still
Yes.
just do it, and then that'll kind of give you a
I'm a firm believer that, again, God's will.
yeah, no, yeah.
Again,
If you think that way though, Freddie,
Yeah.
it really because I mean my podcast is about pushing
Yeah.
God. I give a verse.
Yeah.
We talk about it a little. And this one, I felt like we flowed in so well because you talked about and it's really good information. By the way, I think this is one of my better podcasts too. Like as far as information goes, because we're giving. To the community, they're actually like, because these questions I'm kind of telling you,
Yeah.
bro, this is conversations I've had with people like multiple, and different age groups, not just, anyone in particular. And thank you for being such a great sport at it. You're right here,
Yeah.
man. You could see the 14 years in you, man. You're just, trained, I like it, but it's, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I really am willing to still like, I guess at the time what I should have told that parent was, well, do you know anyone that wants to run it? And I could kind of guide you guys in the right. No, but I just said, let me check.
Yeah.
And then when I checked, and then that person told me, I don't think I'm gonna do it. And then I kind of just like waited for them to get back to me, and I kind of just let it die down. And then I heard that they didn't do it, so I was like, kind of.
But the thing is, guess what? Today's a new day.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We
Yeah,
can do it this year. And
For sure.
And you know what, Lou? You're blessed to know a lot of people, and you're blessed to have been good to a lot of people. And when you're good to people, they're gonna always help you.
Yeah, I agree.
And 100%, and it's reciprocal, meaning you help them, you'll help them, and we're all gonna win. Everybody wins.
Yeah,
The work is easy when everybody's working.
for sure.
And like I said, with your expertise and being involved in flight, that just might be ease somebody's fear that was, I don't really know how to do it, but I want to do it, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, maybe this will help them.
Maybe this will.
That's the point of this is that maybe this will help them be like, oh, hey, well, like Freddie and Louie, or hey, this, and that's cool. And that's why I think like that was the whole point of this.
Yeah.
When people were like, well, why are you gonna bring on, because I said this wasn't gonna be a political platform, and it's not.
No.
I think in this sense, it's just more of like we're just having a conversation, And then prior to this, I mean, I'm bringing you on more as a friend.
Yeah.
We've had I had knew you prior, but
Yeah.
I initially met you like actually talked to you at Good Guys.
Yeah.
You came when I was a little baby still. I was just coming up. We
Man,
did.
I'm working here, and I'm like, we did some good work on my stuff. So shout out to Good Guys.
Yeah, thank you.
They're,
Appreciate
they're
that.
a great. They're a great mechanic company that does a lot of great work, and I take all my cars there. So as you know, I've been there with multiple.
No,
cars.
for sure you have, and we had conversations, and it's funny because I won't say necessarily what we talked about, but initially it was I was just left over there, right, and I was kind of figuring out where I'm gonna be, and there was an opportunity that might have came up, in Firebaugh, and I was told you, I was like, Freddie, my boys are gonna be freshmen, Freddie, I really want to get in there, right, and I had told you the other day, I was like, I know people are like, bro, don't say it, don't say this. It's like I'm gonna say it because I'm not saying it's gonna be 100% for sure for me, right, that I'm gonna get certain opportunities, but I mean I'm once again talking about Lord willing, I'm blessed, bro, like. Regardless of what happens going forward, I feel like I love the direction of it, the future, the podcast, the future, right? And just everything in general, this conversation has really, I think, opened my eyes because I didn't know a lot of what we, even when I was like, man, I'm really kind of like, in a way, like mind blown, but in a good way, like, oh, wow, like there's a lot of stuff going on,
Definitely, bro. And again, I so many things are in the cusp, and I tell this story all the time. Firebaugh is a diamond in the rough, and again, with the proper vision, the proper policy, things can happen.
Yeah.
And it's living proof. Go back. You guys go back into the minutes, and you can see May in 2016. I provided a vision to the community, and everything in that vision has come to fruition. But it's not because of me. It's because we work everyone as a team, and when a team is all focused on a vision, great things happen. And that's why I say, the school board provides a vision with the great people, with the right people in place. Great things can happen.
How many people are on the school board?
5.
5. So it's same 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the school board does have districts, so they are split up in districts. But irregardless, contact them.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a meeting.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so I know Mr. Coelho was
Yes.
who's the president now?
Ronnie Parker,
Ronnie Parker.
and then their vice president or vice mayor, is the clerk. So they have a clerk. So Robert Aguayo is the clerk right now.
Okay.
So it's like the 1 and 2. So they're basically, the mayor pro tem type thing. And then they have Fernando Campa, which is a corporal in our police department.
Mm-hmm.
They got Maribel Munoz. I believe she's a teacher in Dos Palos.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have Eliseo Gamino. I believe he's a teacher in Raisin City. So those
Oh,
are
wow.
five board members.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So again,
Interesting.
guys, you know what? Go online. Their emails are online. You don't want to go to a meeting, that's okay. If you're concerned about the schools.
Are the school board meetings same as the city, or is it
No.
different?
Yeah, they do. I think they do the second Thursday of the month.
Just one a month?
One a month.
Okay.
But they do have, they've been having a lot of special meetings only because of, trying
Everything that's going on.
trying to get a superintendent and stuff. But you guys reach out to them.
No, for sure.
You don't have to go to a meeting, guys. Conversation is key.
Yeah.
There's so many times that my wife does.
I mean, look at this. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like people are just.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm generally asking you questions that I don't know. I mean, we talked a little bit off camera, but a lot of this is just like. Besides the fact that I asked, this is the first podcast I actually asked a couple questions on, because there's sometimes where I'm like, I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, I wanted to ask this or I wanted to ask that, a little more organized. It's because I want it to be natural, Freddie.
Yeah. And it should
I don't want it to be like, all right, hey, topic, no, we're gonna talk about, no.
I'm
So,
a regular guy.
Yeah.
And I come from very regular type stuff.
I think what I want to do next for you
Uh-huh.
is, because I'm bringing Victor and Jesse
Okay.
Mendoza on.
Yeah.
After their interview, maybe you and Victor.
Okay.
So that way we can kind of after I get to, pick his brain and pick Jesse's brain. And then, you two can come on, and then we think it would be cool to see both
Yes.
the leaders of, the Battle of 33.
Battle
and kinda-
33, man. And guys, trust me when I tell you, we are very close. Mendota and Firebaugh people are very close. My wife's from Mendota. Again, we go to Mendota. It's fun to have a rivalry, and it kind of brings everything up to another level. But honestly, guys, we're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all the same. We fight the same battles in rural communities, but being so removed from resources.
Yeah.
We share the same vision of why not? Why can't we have that? We share that same vision. Why can't we do that? There is no envy between me and Victor. None.
There shouldn't be.
No, there shouldn't. But in some cases there is. But in our case, there isn't. He's, hey, Freddy, how'd you do that? Here, I did this, did this.
Oh,
hey, Victor,
I get. Okay,
Yeah.
now I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, with our cities, there's no envy, bro.
Yeah.
If they get something, I'm right there applauding, and I'm right there pumping them up. Same thing with him.
Yeah.
He comes to my stuff. So again, yes, it's fun to have a fun rivalry, bro.
Yeah.
But there is no animosity there because we need each other.
I feel like, man, because I'm from Mendota, but here in Firebaugh, it's like I've gotten to know. I've been in the Firebaugh community now since Louis was gonna be 16, so I think 18 years. Because me and Liz met in 08, so it's 24. Yeah, 16 years. It's 07. I think we met. Yeah, 07, 08. I don't know, but it's been a while, right? And I've been here, and I've gotten to know a lot of people here in Firebaugh. And like I said, I've noticed one thing about both towns is they're gonna get behind you.
Oh.
Both towns are gonna get behind you, and they're gonna run with you, man. They're gonna back you when they believe in it.
Yeah.
When they believe in this guy's doing something, or this girl's doing something, or this program is doing something. And that's the one thing that I can say I love about the small towns, right? And I have fun back and forth banter with Firebaugh guys.
Yeah.
When I worked at the department, one of your buddies, right?
Yeah, Sixto.
Yeah. So
Shout out Sixto.
Yeah. Shout out Six, and he'd always joke around with me like, bro, make up your mind where you're from, And it's like, well, I'm always going to be from where I'm from, bro, but I live here. He's like, nah. And then another one was Mario Herrera.
Oh, yeah.
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 So he always joke around, good guys, right? And then like all the models
Yeah.
in general, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you just get to know people, and through time, it's kind of funny, man, because when you work in a field, and this is what I try to tell people, like if I do get blessed one day to work with kids, I'm gonna tell them like small town people, like we have a different vibe to us, bro. It's different. I can't explain it,
Dude.
but the work ethic,
Yes.
the way you come up, man. When I worked over there, bro, I swear, like I would work with small town guys. And I'm talking like Carruthers cats, Firebaugh cats, right? Kerman, all these small, Parlier,
Yeah.
like, dude, we were the ones that were like, we all like, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
We're small town homie, and it's like, we're just doing our thing.
And I think, again, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I think, again, what we have a different type of compassion. I think, again, we understand, how hard things are sometimes. And not that anybody in big cities don't have it hard. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we travel 45 miles to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Go
to Costco.
Costco,
Yeah.
bro. You
The mall.
Yeah, it's so hard for people that don't have a lot.
Yeah.
To go get the things they need, and again, that teaches you something.
Yes.
It teaches you appreciation. That teaches you, again, compassion.
Yes.
You're more willing to help people.
Well, look what happened when they took Madera from us.
Yeah.
Because maybe the hospital wasn't as far for Farbolians, but when they took that, now it's, like you said, 45 an hour.
Yeah. So again, that's why I think sets us apart too. That's why we're so willing to help. That's why we're so willing to again, to want to help people, become better, because we can share stories about our upbringing and tight knitness, and again, that you have to live those things. You have to live those things, and we're blessed to live in the towns that we live in, and that's why, again, I've chosen to be here. I've chosen to try to make a difference. I've chosen to help people when I can. And again, that's what sets Firebaugh and Mendota apart. That's why me and Victor, again, work really well together. I worked really well with Rolando too, the ex-mayor too.
Yeah.
He's moved on and done other things, but Victor, again, took that torch and is running with it for his town. And again, like I said, we work close together, 100. Yeah. So I hate.
Well, it's kind of crazy. What makes me think of when you're like, Louis, you can. It's like me and Victor are the same age.
Yeah.
And look, he's over there running a town, man. And
you can. But this is what I said. I'm not gonna be in city council forever, dude. Mm-hmm. I'm not that guy who's gonna be there 30 years. I promise you guys. Some people want me out. So, and
I don't know what they had a chance to get you out this past, and you still survived. So obviously the people still have love for you, and you're in there.
That's why I say to people, that's our ultimate punishment for our decision. You're one decision away from not being there. And again, it's a tough job. You don't. The amount of hours you put in,
for the amount of recognition you get, it's not worth it. I mean, it's worth it for people if your heart's in it. But I'm saying, you're not gonna get in this industry or this particular field to say, "Hey, I'm gonna get recognized." Because you're probably not.
You won't. And again, and that's okay, because again, not everybody can do this.
Public service is not that though. No. I could tell you, like when I worked in it for the 10 years, you know how many times I got mother effed and this and that, but. Now that I kind of can sit back and think about it, I mean, like you said, all the relationships I was able to build, the networking, I mean, it's worth it. 100. And in another way when you see it differently. But at the moment, you're like, oh, man, I don't know what I'm doing,
So, we do get discouraged at times. But like I said, I don't want to do this forever,
For sure.
Like I said, you have to have.
What would you say? How much longer, Freddy?
My honest opinion.
Because you're about to hit 5-0.
5-0.
Are you going to do something big?
Probably not. I don't know.
I'm
sleeping by 8. No, hombre, I'm that guy.
Come on, man. You're the DJ. Don't you go to parties past when you're DJing?
Yeah, but now I got the son helping. So
okay.
I can sit down. But my honest opinion, again, at one time I thought about, it'll be 16 years when my term ends.
That's in 28.
28.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you still got 3 more years.
Yeah, three more years, two more years. But I do want to be on school board one day.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I do want to try that. Again, having worked there for 32 years.
And how much longer do you got in school then?
Well, I'm not 55. I can't retire to 55.
Oh, so you got 5 more years then?
At least.
For sure. Okay.
For sure. But
you can't be an active school board member while you're working for the school? Okay.
So I'm going to have to make a real serious decision in 2028.
Okay.
So 2028, I might move careers and run for a school board. Throw my hat in that ring.
That's when I'll run for city council then.
Okay.
We'll rotate.
Yeah, let's do that. And I tell everybody, guys, but run for something.
Yeah.
I've had a few people, specifically going out and telling people they were running against me. Okay, what exactly against me are you running about? So first, get to know what I do and what I've done and what I've provided.
Yes.
And I always tell people, if you're gonna run about a platform. What are you trying to do to better the community?
Yes.
Don't say public safety. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, we do pretty good. We pay our guys pretty decent. We try to invest in the most equipment that we can. What exactly are you talking about? So it's really important when you're going out and talking to the public, that you're saying, hey, you know, we're aren't doing this. This is what I really want to focus on. This is what I feel my talents are going to be able to provide. So it's important, and that's why I say, you know, when I decide to run for school board, it's because I have an insight from the school, from the
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah. 32. Well, that's when that time it'll be like 35 years,
Yeah,
36
around
years.
there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be 34 years because 2028 is my pivotal year. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so you know, I have an insight, and it's not that I'm critiquing anybody, but I know I can do some things in with the connections I've made through city council and things like that, and bring some resources to the school district. And I think I'm doing a little bit of it now in my job, but sometimes again you have to have that title.
Yes.
It gets you in those meetings, and
Yeah.
you're able to provide a vision. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking really hard. You know, I got to run it by the wife. Obviously, you know, she's the one that holds it
Yeah.
down.
Then the bosses, man. You gotta let them know.
Hey, you got to, you know, because they're gonna hold it down for you. You know,
Because the one thing I will say is like, this has all been overwhelming,
Yeah.
you know, but it's all been a blessing,
Yeah.
you know, because I didn't have any idea what this was going to be,
Yeah.
you know. So when I brought on AP
Yeah.
and Mario, right? I mean, I grew up with Mario. He's a Firebaugh, by
Yeah.
the way, too.
Yeah.
Mendota Firebaugh.
Yeah.
And so I've known little Adam since he was,
Yeah.
born.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course I want to bring him on and share that he's, you know, a Mendo boy in Buchanan D1,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like, that's a big accomplishment. And then from there, it made me, I started getting hit up by other athletes, bro. High school athletes, you know, they're hitting me up to come on the platform.
Yeah.
So like, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But when you're working,
Yeah.
right? And then remember I was telling you, like, even us,
Yeah.
same thing with Victor. You know, everyone is busy.
Yes.
But then I try to make time for, you know, like I tell people, I know I'll come on and I'll make a video about it probably later and complain about, oh, I don't have no time and I haven't been doing this and I haven't been doing that. But I'll tell you straight up, Freddy, I'm up every day, 11:30 midnight, and I'm going over and I'm rewatching, editing, and I'm trying to get it out. And this is the fun part.
Yeah.
This is the fun part. Everything else after that, it just feels like work. But for now, it's work that I enjoy, right?
And it's definitely important. You know, not everybody can do this.
Yeah, no.
I'm being serious.
To keep a conversation, to conversate, to, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that right there took a while.
Yeah.
Because you get camera shy, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You get stage fright, or you get, right?
Yeah.
But I look at it like, there's just me and you here. When I post it, bro, I'm posting it like, okay, I've already posted a few.
Yeah.
Regardless, not everyone's gonna
Yeah.
like it.
No.
It's not gonna be for everybody, right? That guy was this, or that guy was.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you might have think you know me for who I was. You don't know me who I am now. You don't know where my heart's at now. You don't know what I want to do for. You know, I have a lot of love for like this. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'll tell you that more off camera. I have a lot of big things for the West Side, man. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of visions that I want to bring, and I'm not. And just in saying Firebaugh Mendota, I'm talking about Tranquility.
Yep.
I'm talking about DP. Like I want all these kids to, you know, there's a thing we call it Battle 33, right? And I'll tell you something that I want to call it, you know, after. But it's real cool, man. And I really think that one of these days, hopefully, Lord willing, it comes to fruition. And when it does, I'll just look at you and I'll be like, I'll just give you that nod, like, hey, we're doing it, man, right?
And we will. So just know that, you know, like I said, you know, you're blessed with a talent. You're using that talent for the right reasons. You're bringing people on here and having candid conversations. And you know, I've been honest 100% of the time. I don't know everything. I'm not going to be correct on everything.
Yeah.
And again, but when we sit and have a candid conversation and people can take whatever they want from it, some people will get inspired. Some people will run against me again in 2028. Run against Freddy instead of a platform, and that's fine. That's up to them. But at the end of the day, you're providing something that is important, and people have to know these things, and people have to know that we are people.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, you may think you know, but you know what, guess what? You know, I stub my toe on the edge of the bed just like everyone else.
Exactly.
And
I put my pants on just like you.
Yes, 100%. But when we use our talents, it's
that's what separates us. Yeah, I believe so too.
And that's what unites us.
Yeah.
Because when we all put our talents together,
Exactly. Both separates and unites. I like that. See?
and that's what we're here to do. And this platform is important, bro. So you're doing God's work, and just know that I'm gonna always support you.
Appreciate it.
As long as you have a question and you want to ask me on camera, I'm gonna answer them.
Awesome.
And I may not know the answer, or I may say something that's not kosher to everybody. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real with you, and I appreciate you having me on here.
Thank you, Freddie. And then, well, with that, I mean, kind of you kind of ended it right there. Perfectly good way to end it. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, guys, I just want to say, thank you to Lou here. We shout out a lot of people because, again, like I said, it's free, guys. Support Lou, support your local businesses. You don't got to buy it. You don't even got to like what we said today. But the most important thing is giving it that like, giving it that share. Let other people be a judge on it. Again, that's the biggest way we help each other. And we may not have a lot of money. We may not have a lot of resources or things, but everybody's on social media nowadays, and you can like it and share it and give a comment. We may not like the comment. Just keep it clean, guys. We have kids, and kids watch these things. So again, be constructive. We can take it, but share it, guys. Help Lou out. Let's grow this town together. And again, when we all share the work is easy.
For sure. With that being said, I will end it with the Bible verse.
Okay.
So John 16:33, in the world you will have tribulations, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. And with that being said, I want to thank the mayor, Freddy Valdez, and the man of Boom Productions. You can find him on
Instagram Boom Pros and boomproductionsdj.com.
There you go. Well, with that being said, Freddy, until the next time, man.
It's the next time, brother.
All right.
Thank you.